Hi, this is Bill Smith with S5 Coupler Locks, and today I'm going to demonstrate how to install my set bolt lock. It's the LCS006T. Typically comes with the LCS006 as a combo for Ram and Bulldog gooseneck couplers. This set bolt will also fit everything except a Demco neck coupler on the gooseneck. The Demcos come on typically on Big Techs, on PJs, and they're going to come out on some more later this year. But that's what they've been on for the last couple of years. So, but this is the LCS006T. It goes on the non-Demco Demco necks. The Demco necks, the bolts, the set bolts will be a little farther apart, and there'll be a bar that connects the two. So if you have anything but the one with the bar, this lock works for it. So the first thing to do is you'll notice the two set bolts on this Texas Pride trailer. So what we've done first is we've backed the jam nut out all the way out on the end of the bolt to prep it. Now I've already popped this loose, so we're going to go ahead and take this out. Now, as far as the lock itself, you've got the the silver washer. This is a rubber washer. The only intent of this rubber washer is to keep the lock from wobbling on the front and making a noise. That's all it does. And then we've got the puck lock, which we'll put the puck lock up here on top. It's a nice place to store it while you're doing this. Then you've got your housing and you got the backing plate. We're going to set the housing up here as well. And then we're going to go ahead and install this. So the first thing on is this rubber washer, and it just sits up here, just basically keeps the whole thing from wobbling on there. So we're going to set the base plate up on there. Notice how, come look at this angle here. Notice how the base plate is centered in the hole is centered around here, because this is actually going to be able to turn and flex. So then we put the this 3/16 washer on there. Then we take the bolt, run the bolt through. We're going to run it all the way in, and what you're going to do is you're going to torque this to the manufacturer's specification. So I'm not going to give you that specification because I don't want, we need to let the manufacturer specify that. You just take a crescent wrench, crank it down, and it gets tight pretty quick, right? So then what you're going to do is you're going to take your wrench, or better yet, a 1 1/8 inch open-end regular wrench. You're just going to crank this down until it's tight. So once it gets, and that's pretty tight, you can crank down on it more, but it ain't going nowhere at this point. So this is what locks it in there, but technically you can still turn it, but if if somebody gets a hold of this whole thing with like a pipe wrench, it's going to connect this bottom set bolt right here. It ain't going anywhere, so don't worry about that. But the most important thing is to torque this bolt to manufacturer spec so that your neck is tight like it needs to be. And then when we crank this down, that's what locks the whole apparatus down. It locks it, and we're all good. So then you're going to take your housing, slide it over, take your puck lock, set it on, and it's installed. And you likely will never ever have to mess with it again. One note though, if you're in northern climates, or if you drive in a lot of northern climates where there's a lot of salt, and just in general, it's a good idea to slide this out and just spray it with a lubricant, some sort of silicone-based lubricant every once in a while. They can corrode over time. That's the only problem I've ever had with these. But in general, if you just do that basic maintenance just every once in a while, it'll keep it working for years to come, and you're good to go. This is Bill Smith, S5 coupler locks. You can get these in the combo that they go with, the LCS006 combo, at your local dealer or at shop.s5locks.com. Thank you.